Hey, in today's video, we are going to talk about how much Google AdSense pays per 1,000 impressions. Now, first, you should know that for the most part, the Google AdSense program doesn't pay for impressions. They pay for clicks. There may be some advertisers who are willing to do impression campaigns, where they will pay you if someone comes to your blog and sees the ad but doesn't click on anything. But for the most part, AdSense is paying per clicks. If you want to get paid for impressions, go over to media.net or check out one of the other ad networks that pays for impressions. But for the most part, to make money with AdSense, people have to click. So initially, 1,000 impressions could mean $0 for you if nobody clicks on any ads whatsoever. So let me show you just the math on how you can calculate what you could possibly make with 1,000 page views. So let's say you have 1,000 page views and you put 3 ads on the page. Each of those ads is going to get what we call an impression. It's going to be seen by the user, the person who's on your website. You will look in your AdSense account for the CTR, we call the click-through rate, the people who actually, having seen the ad on the page, click on it. I pick just a 5% CTR. I mean, it can be higher or lower, but I will tell you that if your ads have much higher than a 5% CTR, if you're up in 20, 30, 40%, you could actually be in the land where Google thinks that you're gaming people. So, you're not going to be looking for a really high CTR. It's fairly common to have a low CTR, sometimes as low as 1, 2, 3%. This is why to make good money with Google AdSense, you have to have a lot of traffic to come through. A blog or website that has only a couple hundred page views a month, there's just almost no way you can make good money with AdSense unless you're in a niche where the payment for the click is something significant, like lawyers or insurance, or something where the content, where there's a lot of competition and the payout is really high for a click. So I just want to show you, and this isn't going to be a long video, I just want to do the math and help you figure out how you could figure out what you could potentially make. And this is just the formula that you would use for your site. So let's say you have, like I said, 1,000 page views and there's 3 ads on the page. That would give you 3,000 ad impressions. Now, if you have a 5% CTR and you know what the cost per click is, and you say, okay, well, is it going to be 15 cents per click or is it going to be $1? You should estimate, if you're budgeting, thinking what it is that you can make. In most cases, it's not going to be a whole lot unless you're in one of those premium niches like lawyers or insurance. So I have sites where the CPC is as low as a nickel a click, and sometimes it bounces up to as high as $1 or a click. And I mean, you can see it go even higher. But for the most part, the sites that I have high traffic that have a low cost per click, sometimes, as much as $0.10 per click. But this is how you'd figure it out. So if you have, like I said, 1,000 page views and 3 ads on a page, you have 3,000 ad impressions. And doing the math, if I have 3,000 ad impressions, and you can see that I have my calculator here, I'm going to multiply that times 5%. So that gives me 150 clicks if my CTR is 5%. And I'm going to multiply that times the cost per click, and that's $22. So if you have 1,000 page views a month with 3 ads on a page at a CTR of 5% and a cost per click of 15 cents, then $22.50 is what you would make per 1,000 page views, which is a fairly decent amount of money. But let's say that your cost per click is only 8 cents. And you say, okay, well, how does that work out? I have 3,000 ads and I multiply that times 5%. And then multiply that times 8 cents, and that's only $12 per 1,000 page views. And of course, depending on how cheap the clicks are, if it was only 2 cents a click, then you would be making only $3 per 1,000 page views. You say, wow, $3 for 1,000 page views, that doesn't sound like a whole lot in any given day. If I only have 1,000 page views a month on the site, I mean, yeah, it's $3 a month is a small amount. But if you have 10,000 page views in a month, so that's $30 a day if it's 1,000 page views a day or 1,000 page views a month. If it is 100,000 page views in a given month, then that's a lot more money, and you don't worry so much necessarily if it's only 2 cents a click because you have such high traffic volume. So to your answer question, how much does Google AdSense pay per 1,000 impressions? It depends on the numbers. It depends upon how many ads you have on the page and how many people are actually clicking on those ads, and very heavily is how much the cost is per click. So it just really depends upon the niche. The traffic location can influence the CPC. So if it's insurance and somebody clicking in China versus somebody clicking in Beverly Hills, California, the CPC is going to be drastically different. Naturally, the tier 1 countries are the CPC is just going to be higher. The countries that have a lot of money to pay for things, to pay for products, to pay for services. When you target those countries for traffic, it's naturally just going to mean that you earn more because those countries are more competitive as far as when you can earn. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm sorry it was kind of technical, but it is kind of a technical question. People just want a straight answer. They just want to know how much they're going to make per 1,000 page views. And I guess the title says per 1,000 impressions, but I just did it with page views. It's really technical, and there's not just one answer. There's not just one size fits all. So you're not going to be able to go to Google AdSense with a website about snakes and compare it directly to a website about insurance. I mean, those content areas and those niches are so different that there's just not one answer to this. So if you want to figure out what your site could earn, most likely you're going to have to estimate and take a broad estimate and do the numbers. You say, look at the traffic that you have and then do the math. And if you have goals about how much you want to make per month, you can work backwards and you can say, okay, I want to earn $100 a month, and I have to go back and look at the range of what I could earn based upon the cost per click and how many ad impressions and what my CTR is. So one of the ways that you can make more money is to create content that encourages the cost per click amount to go up. I can continue to target areas in the world where it's more competitive and they'll just pay more per click. I can also do work to try to improve the CTR, so improve my ad positioning, what I can do without violating any sort of terms of service or anything about Google to improve the amount of times that people click on the ads. I mean, placement is really huge, but also the type of ads. Like link ads seem to perform really well, especially when they're right underneath the title or right on the first place that people land. For some reason, they seem to do really well there. Anyway, if you want to know more about Google AdSense or making money with display ad advertising, please subscribe to the channel. I am publishing videos constantly about how I am on my journey, about what I'm learning about AdSense, about display ads, about content creation. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I would love for you to come along with me. So please, if you like this video or got value out of it, give it a thumbs up or leave me a comment. Or if this was totally over your head and you didn't understand any of it, let me know and I'll see if I can explain it better. And finally, before you go, do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button. It is my goal in 2019, in the next 12 months to 2020, to get 1,000 subscribers to the channel. I have loathed YouTube and hated YouTube and been really afraid to really jump in there. And this is the year I'm really getting after it and really working to overcome my fear of being on camera and putting myself out there and trying to help people. So thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care.